Review of the Fiji Airways A350 Economy class. This flight operates between Los Angeles and Fiji. The A350 doesn't operate on all new routes, it's one of their newer planes that they haven't rolled out to all the Fiji Airways routes. You're more likely to get the older A330 plane, and if you're flying in economy, it might be a better experience getting to LAX. So I'm departing from LAX, and there's no train or subway to get there. If you're taking public transportation, your best option is the LAX flyaway bus that gets you around to LAX and from there to different parts of LA for less than $10. I got another video on that if you're interested. So you're departing from LAX and you need a cart. If you want a cart at LAX, it's gonna cost you $6. Don't pay that. You can get carts for free in 2 different places in LAX. In the arrivals area, people use carts that they get for free on the inside, and they just leave them hanging around the arrivals area. So you can get a cart there for free. And then you can just go into one of the terminals and take an elevator up to the departures area. Number 2, you can get a free cart in the departures area. So just before you head into security, people just ditch their carts. You can pick up one there for free. So I'm flying in economy. Check-in process is just okay. But when you're checking in for any flight, I got 2 pro tips for you. 1, take a picture of your luggage on the scale if you're checking in luggage. This just helps show them that, hey, you checked in luggage, this is what it looks like in case they lose it. And in case something goes missing or something even worse gets added to it, you have a picture of your luggage on the scale with its precise weight. So that'll just help you as additional evidence if you need it in the future. Number 2, when checking in for any economy flight, I always ask for an empty seat next to me. So I ask politely, I'd like a window seat and if possible, an empty seat next to it. They'll check. If they say no, I'll say, okay, no problem. Do you have an aisle seat with an empty seat next to it? If they do, I'll take it. I'd rather have extra elbow room than sit in a middle seat or just have to play armrest battle with the person next to me. At LAX, they do have a priority pass lounge. It's the Korean Air Lounge, which is okay. It gets a lot of use because it's a priority pass lounge, and there's only one at LAX. Unfortunately, after 5 p.m., it's reserved for Korean airline passengers. So if you're like me and flying out after 5 p.m., you don't got a lounge. There is no free lounge with priority pass at LAX, Tom Bradley International Airport after 5 p.m. You have to pay for the overpriced food and drinks at the airport. SOL has the monopoly on bottled water at LAX Airport. As you know, SOL means out of luck. If you have to buy water at LAX Airport, you're SOL $4.15. Alright, on the flight, on the A350, one of the newer planes by Airbus. Seat 2 out of 5. I hated this seat. The seat is pretty comfortable and it looks nice and sleek, but it isn't. Especially if you have an aisle seat. The aisle seats are the worst seats on the A350. I'm a pretty average sized person. I don't think I'm like too big, but the seats are just too slim. The seats offer no shoulder protection for regular sized people. If you're not as thin as that seat, your shoulder's gonna get hit into by anyone passing by in the aisle. And this happens because the aisle is also very narrow, and that's just what's gonna happen. You can't really blame the people bumping into you. Obviously, they're not doing that intentionally. It's just that it's a very narrow space, and they don't really expect that they'd hit you while walking by. This flight's over 10 hours. If you're sleeping and then someone bumps into your shoulder, you're gonna wake up. It's a really bad experience for any kind of long-haul flight. If they're operating the A350 on flights that are, less than 4 hours, it's not that big of a deal. But on a 10-hour flight, people are gonna get some sleep. This is a red-eye flight departing at 11:30 at night. People are gonna be cranky if they wake up because their shoulder got bumped into, and it happened very frequently to me. But worst of all is the level of in-flight entertainment selection with Fiji Airways. It's 2020, they have a lot of old movies from the 1980s. It's really bad. I recorded this video when I was in economy class on the A330, so the screen looks different, but the selection is exactly the same. I flew on Fiji Airways for 42 hours in different segments and planes and watched 3 movies. I watched Die Hard, Police Academy, and Blinded by the Lights, which was pretty good. Other than that, I had to just kill time. I was playing games on my phone, watching movies on my phone, listening to audiobooks. I'm really glad I loaded up on audiobooks. The food they provide in Fiji Airways not only tastes bad, that they also give you very small portions, so you're still hungry after. Like, imagine the small cup of food. Well, imagine that small cup that they provide a drink for you, like a little soda or juice, water, coffee. Imagine if you had that portion of food. That's it. That's about the right portion of food that they provide in Fiji Airways. So I really recommend paying that extra money at LAX and getting a full meal there. Amenities. You get 3 amenities with Fiji Airways. They give you a pillow, blanket, headphones. That's it. It's economy class, but at least you get the pillow and blanket. They're not like a low-cost carrier like WOW Air. WOW Air used to be a low-cost carrier, and they did not provide a pillow and blanket, but they sold it to you for $40. So at least, with the price you paid for this flight, they give you that. Oh, but the price I paid was $792, and I explained that in the business class video of how I got this crazy deal. 42 hours, 20 hours in business class, 22 in economy with Fiji Airways. That's pretty much it for the flight. If you're transferring in Fiji and the line is super long, that's because they only have 1 lane of security where everyone has to go through when they transfer at Fiji Airport. The pro tip to do here is if you don't need a visa for Fiji, like all US citizens, they don't need a visa. So there is no line for immigration. The trick is just enter Fiji, the country, you go through immigration, and then you just re-enter the airport. That's it. It might take definitely less than 30 minutes if it's not too busy. Go through immigration, go through security, and you'll be back in the terminal. Because I waited in this long line, it took about an hour. And if you have to hang out on a long layover at Fiji Airport, I highly recommend going to the Fiji Airways Lounge. It's accessible if you're flying in business class with Fiji, One World partners, or if you have Priority Pass. If you have none of those, you can pay $49 to get in, which might be worth it on a long layover because they have very comfortable seats, you can sleep in there, there's a shower, they have servers for drinks, pretty good food, and a spa. The spa is an additional cost. You'll have to pay more if you want like a massage or something. But your options at Fiji Airport is like a local concession stand and a Burger King. And that's my review of the Fiji Airways Economy class on the A350. Hope you enjoyed this. If there's something that's missing, let me know, and I'll add it to future reviews. All right, catch you later.